right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 3,057th When the Right One Comes, the men's edition. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I look up every week and I say, ain't nobody gonna be on here. And there's people already on. Over 100 people already. Y'all are so faithful. Thank y'all for being here. Please check in where you're coming from. Look at this. Everybody is here. Good God. Everybody's here, right? Is everybody here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody here, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Frank,
What's up?
do your thing, man.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's good to be here tonight. You are indeed tuned in to the hottest show you can find anywhere on Bill Gates' internet on Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central Time. We are delighted that you decided to join us. We are When the Right One Comes. This is the baby of that man up there in the top left corner for me, Bishop Greg Davis, the man with the pretty white beard. And Bishop Jackson, you got something?
No, I was pointing up to Bishop Davis.
Oh, I thought you was raising your head.
I was pointing up there.
Yeah, so this is his baby. We are here because of him, because of his platform, and so we thank him for giving us an opportunity. Next to him, we got one of the original, y'all hear me? One of the original kings of Christian comedy, Brother Broderick Rice, who has a book out. Wanna just plug it just right quick before we.
Listen, it's a quick one. I got the idea for Bishop Greg Davis. He didn't know it, but I just watched him and I tried to copy. It's hard. It's difficult. It's impossible. Let me tell you the truth. But it's called When He's Purpose for You. 100 insights to help you know, ladies, if he's purpose for you. He might be interested in you, attracted to you, compatible with you, but still might not be purpose for you. You want to get this? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll tell you more before the show is over. Thank you, Bishop Davis.
And then next we have Bishop Antoine Jackson, who is a new addition to us in the past month. Say what's up, Bishop.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Y'all keeping me around. I guess I'm doing all right.
Doing pretty good, sir. And then next to him, we have the prophet.
Yes.
Dr. Orrin Perry. Do I be saying your first name right?
You say it every time.
Say it right. Okay, just making sure. He normally has a red wall behind him.
Yes.
But he look a little strange tonight. But say what's up to
Good evening to everybody. Good evening.
And then next to him, we have another new addition. Where you from, Joe? I feel like you from Chicago or something.
Chi-town. What you talking about?
I knew it. I knew it in the
Third.
The one and only Joe Global. Welcome again to the show. This is your second week, right?
My second week, yeah.
Did you have fun?
I had an amazing time, man. Thank y'all for letting me be on here with y'all. Thank you, Bishop. I love you, man.
I was asleep last week.
Right.
Saints had to wake me up. And then we have our senior statesman, the one who's not the oldest, but he act like he the oldest on the show. One and only Pastor Herbert Johnson.
Good evening, family. Good evening.
And then next to him is the guy that I argue with all the time on the show. So we get the spice in the show. Paulton Lynch. Say what's up, Lynch.
What's going on, baby boy?
We gonna fight tonight.
Let's get them numbers up, Doc. That's what Johnson texted me one night and said, keep the fight going.
And my name is Frank Ray III. I host my own show as well, Frankly Speaking. You can catch the episodes on soveryfrank.com or here on Facebook or on YouTube. Do me a favor in the comment section. I need those of you who are watching to list your city and your state. I also need you to share and tag at least 3 people right now. Let's get the party jumping back. Bishop, back in your hands.
Thank you, Frank. And congratulations to your granddad, man. It was good seeing him out there. You had him out for his anniversary. Yeah, that was awesome. So tonight we're gonna do something, ladies. Oh, hey, y'all do me a favor, ladies. Tell me how many of y'all it's your first time. Just put first time. If it's your first time, you've never been on here before. Hey, Mika, if it's your first time, if it's your first time, put first time. Oh, somebody from Rona Rapids. Look at that. I wonder who's their pastor. If it's your first time, welcome, Victoria. Who else? Any other first timers? Any other first timers? That's it.
I feel like I'm on a Brady Bunch.
Huh?
So I feel like I'm on a Brady Bunch when they first come on.
It's so funny. All right, tonight we're gonna do something called gumbo. Y'all know what gumbo is? Mm-hmm. It's a pot of everything. They just throw it in there. I lived in Louisiana, so so a couple of these questions you may have been asked before, but we got new people and we've kind of grown since then. I don't know. Some of us have. We hope we've grown. So we're kind of going all over the place. So first question, and it goes to Antoine, Bishop Antoine. Why do men disturb women they're not ready for?
Well,
why do men disturb women they're not ready for?
It would be easy to say, why do boys do that? But that's the easy way out. That's the easy way out. So I ain't gonna be easy. It's like this. Oftentimes I have found that it's hard for men to tell women the truth about maybe something they've discovered or something that they're not happy with her. Because sometimes the man is immature. So I'll give you that. Sometimes you are dealing with an immature man. But I have also heard that and have had experience that sometimes it's very hard to tell women the truth because the visceral that you get back sometimes when you tell women the truth sometimes just ain't worth it. It's almost like I would rather leave you to your own assumptions than to fight with you about something that if you really were to receive, it could really make our relationship better. So sometimes you do it because, I don't know how to handle conflict. I might be immature. Maybe the sex is good. Maybe I just like you. You were attractive, but you're no longer attractive to me. Or it's just hard to really tell you the truth. And I really think you won't receive what I have to say to you.
Have you ever done it before in your younger days?
Have I done it? No, I'm a pretty honest person. I'm a pretty honest person, but I have I've gotten some visceral back for being honest. And as y'all see me on the show, like I try to make sure that I find the right tone before I even say something. I'm trying to make sure that I'm saying it right in the way that somebody can receive it. But typically, truth is just hard to handle sometimes. Truth is just hard to handle. And so I have had women, shoot some visceral back because they didn't like what I had to say about
it. Perry, same question. Why do men disturb women they're not ready for? Well, and have you ever done that? I mean, absolutely. These questions are from women. Some of them are from women. And ladies, if you're new, please understand that this is a men's panel. I need to get that disclaimer again. A men's panel. Men don't talk that much, so we don't want to beat the men up for what they feel. But we want to help you, as ANESHA always says, my co-host on other shows, we want to help you to understand how a man thinks to help you. with whoever it is that you're shooting your shot with. Go ahead, Perry.
I've done it. I have my younger years, because I think a lot of times it's based upon what you feel you need at that moment, or what you desire at that moment. A lot of times, and I think we said this on previous shows, it's just something about the woman that's not just good for us, that we just desire, some about the evil in them, or whatever way we want to take it. But I have done it, and I think a lot of times it's about that season. In that season, we think for that moment, we think for that very moment, that season. And it doesn't mean, and not thinking that seasons do change, but at that moment that I feel that she's it, she has what I want in her. But again, I do agree that it does happen. We have done it, and I am guilty of it. I'm guilty of it.
Ray?
Man, whose phone is that?
Right. It's like, okay. Ray?
I think it's been addressed. It's been addressed. I like to always hit the other side of it. I think that sometimes we were ready, but then we discovered that once we shook up the waters, that what we wanted to shake was not really at all. And so we bagged up.
You got a new mic?
I do.
Yeah, it's doubling something. It's nice though. It's beautiful.
What is happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what happening?
Yeah.
Like even now?
No.
Marlena just asked us all to mute our mics until we're trying to speak.
Okay.
You sure it was me? Because it was
We're
fine.
gonna see now. That's a mute.
Mic check 1 2 1. Mic check. Everybody not muted. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
I think it was Broderick.
See that? Trying to blame me, Bishop. I know it wasn't me, brother. I paid too much money for it to be me.
It did it when you were talking, so it might have been feedback to somebody else. Let's just keep it muted until we get ready to talk. Go ahead.
Now, y'all in the comment section talking about, is my mic? Apologize right now. Apologize. Monique Jones, apologize. Teresa, apologize right now.
He going down the road.
That's who all I caught. But yeah, like I was saying, I think that once we shook up the waters that we thought was worth shaking, we discovered that it really wasn't worth pursuing. So we switched up, we bagged up, we stopped doing the things that we were doing. Thank y'all so much for apologizing. Y'all so submissive. I love it.
All right. Why do men disturb women they're not ready for? Maybe it was that the women wasn't really ready. Pastor Jay.
Yeah, Bishop, I would agree with you, but I would say on both ends. I've been in a situation whereas me and the other person, we were just young and we both wasn't mature enough. We just both wasn't ready equally.
Okay.
That's my experience.
Is it that? Okay. Carlton, you want to add to it? You good? Joe? You always have a different perspective.
Always.
I was kind of just having this conversation with a friend earlier. I've done it, and sometimes women got to understand that they're just fillers. But the problem is, while we're using you as a filler, we got to stop making you feel like we're really interested in you for real. So we'll say the things that we need to say to continue on with the hangouts, with the sex, with the fun, with the conversations, or whatever it is. But it's not just us disturbing your peace when we're not ready for you. It's you allowing us to. And if a woman do true self-assessment of the relationship, she'll know that we really ain't that into you. But your optimism, woman, sometimes supersedes your reality check. And you can't allow your optimism or your hope for romance to supersede what's really happening. And so we use you as a filler because you cute enough, you fun enough, but we don't see forever in you. Not yet. Now, it can change, but systematically, when it comes to that, if you allow yourself to be a person who piece that we're disturbing, is because you're allowing us to. You know we ain't that into you. And we know that you know that we just kind of, hanging around and messing around. So it's not really all our fault. So know when you're a filler and know when you just a temporary toy. Even when we're saying things to make you think we're really interested in you.
Hey, Broderick, I apologize. I think it was Joe's mic.
How you gonna say it's my mic?
Bishop, you muted. You muted, Bishop.
Thank you, Ray. The rest of them let me make a fool of myself. Thank you. You could tell you used to take care of an older man.
That was good. Frank had to go get his granddad set up to go live at the house.
I love it. You hear what I'm saying?
That grandfather, did y'all know? And my other grandfather, I just,
If I could, man, I wish I could still help my grandfather do something right now. Boy, I still miss him years later. Y'all tell me happy anniversary. If I'd have been married still, I'd have been married 30 years today.
Well, why we telling you happy anniversary?
Man, we ain't celebrating that.
No, because me and Pastor Kim still say it every year. I woke up to it this morning. She said, "Happy." We got a mutual friend who.
God dog, I done had enough. What's Lady Kim's number? We can this one down. Who you know, Frank, that can get me this number? I'm tired of this.
I don't know.
Let me tell you, we have a friend. His name is Lindsay, and his wife was named Linda. They both passed, but they were married for 30-some years, but wasn't together but a few years. They never divorced. So we call ourselves Lindsay and Linda. And she, every year she says happy anniversary. Today, we'd have been married 30 years. That means we've been divorced 10 years. I've been divorced 10 years. Yeah.
I got a question. I got a question.
It's my show. We ain't going there.
Okay.
Go ahead. Before you ask me, she's been dating somebody else for years, and Joe know who it is if I told him. He know who it is anyway, right? Yeah. Don't say it, Joe.
I know
He's
a great guy, though.
He is a great guy. And guess what? He came to me and asked me, was it all right for them to date?
He sure did. Yep.
And you know what Bishop Morton said? Pretty much what you about to say, Ray. Yeah, I know it's time for me to retire. Not too much going on here. Because we're both in full gospel. Well, Bishop, look at Antoine. Antoine, like, what kind of stuff is this? Yeah.
All right, full gospel. All right.
They're both. I don't say that's too many.
Bishop Morton was like, yeah, it's time for me to retire for real. Y'all getting ready to marry other folks.
So Frank, before you ask your question, since this is gumbo night, let me ask you a question, Bishop. How do y'all interact with the new guy that you're cool with? And no, I'm being for real.
We sit next to each other at the conference.
At the conference, they literally sit next to each other and be kicking it and talking and laughing and all that stuff during conference.
He is one of the founding fathers of full gospel.
I was gonna say that now. He's on executive council.
Yeah. Look at Perry. And he actually came to me and said, I can't, I don't want to talk like, because then some people would know who it is. Melinda's going crazy behind the scenes. But I'm saying this for a reason, because you do not have to break up or get a divorce. There's a teachable moment in this and be enemies.
No, the reason why I asked Bishop, because I think that has to do with, well, like you said, I think it has a lot to do with maturity, because our generation, Perry, and I'm just like a step over you. I'm with Johnson, but Frank Gray, y'all generation, nah. We ain't sitting next to each other, all that, laughing, joking. I mean, you agree, Frank?
But I think it depends on how it transpires. If y'all was slick, if I feel like it was some shady going on beforehand, and this, but theirs was a clean break. Like he said,
that one fight, nothing.
Everything was handled in.
I'm with you saying if there was something going on.
Yeah, then it'd be an issue. Then it'd be an issue.
It ain't no convocation then, is it?
No, ain't no. No, bro. We good on it.
No. Yeah, I mean, it was uncomfortable in the beginning because they didn't know how to sit us and all that. Because in full gospel, they sit us all together and all that. But I mean, yeah, we good. I mean, why not? We built everything. I am because of her, and she is because of me, and she says it. So,
Bishop, I never told you this. I was one of
she even tell me the bishops that try to hit on her.
I ran seating at Full Gospel for a few years. I was the director of protocol. That came up in one of our meetings about how we're gonna seat y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Came up in one of our protocol meetings.
That's how. Yeah, Love told me that was how intense it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was intense because they didn't want to hurt anybody. Understand? I'm always the first at something. I was the first one in Full Gospel to get a divorce. And so they didn't know how to, because Bishop Morton has created a thing of family. So we're family. And you hear what he's saying? How we gonna sit him? Where we gonna sit him at? How they gonna feel? It was even so much, she's still on our monthly calls with Bishop Morton with the sons and daughters. She's a pastoring daughter. So she's still on there. And when they got ready to call our names it's a roll call, because it's like Bishop Morton got 60-something sons and daughters. And they was like, I remember the first time, Bishop Greg Davis here, Pastor Kim Davis here. So they asked me what did I think. I said, so it won't be an uncomfortable moment. Just put somebody in between us or whatever. Now it don't make a difference. So
Bishop, talk to us and the people. How do you successfully break up? Because a lot of people don't know how to break up.
First of all, marriage is for mature people. It's for grown people. Okay. And the same thing you have to be if you walk away and say, well, first of all, Frank was very right. Y'all tried to come for Frank, but Frank was right. There was no stuff. There was no stuff. There was no immorality. That I wasn't sleeping with nobody else. She wasn't sleeping with nobody else. It wasn't that. What I tell y'all is really what happened. And I'll never forget this, Lynch. This is a true story. Bishop Ivy Hilliard is one of my mentors. All right. Bishop Ivy Hilliard, I went to him to counsel. Lo and behold, because we had been going to their meetings, lo and behold, I did not know that she was going to call Pastor Bridget. She called Pastor Bridget because she wanted to talk to somebody else other than Pastor Deborah. And Bishop Hilliard called me. He said, Greg, you got a minute? I said, yeah. Man, you my dude. I said, what? He said, your wife just called Bridget. I said, literally my heart was going down in my, because I'm like, oh, what? Should have lied or something. Man, you my man. I said, what, Bishop? Everything you told me that happened, she told Bridget the same thing. There was not, I mean, people really wanted another story, Perry. There was no other story. So there was no drama, Lynch. So we were able to do that. I told y'all, she stood up when we told the churches that we were separating. And don't y'all say nothing about him. Bishop Gregory Michael Davis will continue to be my hero. He is when I go there now, she introduces me as the bishop of the churches. And she's the pastor.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is no there's no other story. So you just gotta you got to make it up in your mind, Lynch, that that's what you want to do. You don't want to. And you know what she told me
Y'all
recently?
talking about tell them. I'm good. Tell them.
No. Recently she told. You done told us your stories. Recently she told me, she said, "Why would I mess up what we built up? It don't do nothing, but nobody gets nothing." I need to send you something over there, Antoine. Antoine just had a moment.
Look, that's why I just had. I'm glad this ain't a shot tonight. This ain't a shot.
No, she told me, and it's almost 500 people on here. She told me, she said, "Why would I mess up?" And she said, "I've told other women, just like I do this." She do it quietly. She said, "I told other women, don't mess up what you done built up, and everybody broke." But that takes a special kind of woman. That takes, y'all quiet. That takes a special kind of woman.
Yeah.
Ain't that many women like that. And I want to admit that there's not that many women. Thank you, Pastor Kim Davis, because I still am afforded the life that I have. Antoine, this ain't Clubhouse.
Hey, I'm giving her Clubhouse claps.
Oh.
Y'all so stupid. Broderick and Pastor J, like, what's that? I don't know. No, seriously. I have to say that because men don't compliment women enough, those that are worthy of compliment. And she really, I know Melinda probably back there crying. She really deserves it, because my story could have been a lot different than a lot of others who lost everything. Now, don't get me wrong, I had to start over again a little bit, but I wanted to make sure she was comfortable. And because she invested in me when we first got married 30 years ago. She said, "I got this." Yeah. And it paid off. And everybody, ladies, everybody that tell you, every man is not worthy of you saying, "I got you."
Right.
But Bishop, let me ask this question. I know you're tired of my questions tonight.
I'm going to go back to my questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask you this. But what do you say about, because I think there's a lot of women and men that didn't necessarily get married and it didn't work out through the dating and it just ended in a disaster. You know what I mean? I don't think people really know how to effectively break up without the drama. And that's why it's so hard for people to get in, new relationships, because they done fell out, and so what. So how do you successfully, break up?
Me and Pastor Kim both are planners as it relates to events and everything. I think we just took the same approach in what we did. It was planned. Every step was planned. It was intentional. We talked about how we was going to tell our churches. We talked about how we was going to tell Micah, our baby girl. We talked about it all. Even though we she, don't get me wrong, it wasn't rosy. It was hurtful. Divorce tears you apart. If I'm making this sound rosy and you ready to go and tell somebody right now, it was not rosy, whether you want to do it or not. But at the end of the day, we intentionally planned it not to destroy each other and each other's lives. So you got to do it intentionally. Let's get off of me. But I just want y'all to tell me happy anniversary.
I'm not telling you that.
Not gonna do it.
I'm not in that ministry.
What do men have to get out of their system before they settle down? That's a good question, huh, Joe? What do men and there are men that never get it out of their system. Because I often say a young fool becomes an old fool if he don't put away his toys. So what do men have to get out of their system, Pastor Jay?
I would have to say selfishness.
Ooh.
And when I speak to selfishness, I'm talking about in the context of being single. You know, when you are single, you do reserve the right to be single. I mean, to be selfish. And when you're single, life can be all about you. But when it's time to settle down, you have to put away that attitude and be prepared to allow someone else to come into your space. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and just can't be selfish. You have to be willing to share time, space, compromise, and so forth and so on.
All right. Who else? What do men have to get out of their system before they settle down? Or what should men get out of their system? Broderick?
Greed. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm saying greed. Oh, that greed. And listen, the worst thing that ever happened to me at a certain time in my life was the options that my gifts, anointings, and talent got for me. Bless you, Bishop. And so it was greed and options, or should I say, the control that I allowed my option to have on me. You were asking earlier the other question. I didn't get a chance to comment, but it's that same thing: greed and options. And then listen, the reason why I have messed with women that I wasn't, it's exciting. Messing with a woman you don't mean no good, just to see, okay, my blade is still sharp. I still got this. Ego, greed, Bishop, greed. Even more than immaturity, greed. Thank you, Bishop.
Oh, Lord.
Is something wrong with my answer? Why y'all?
No.
It was the blade. See if my blade is still sharp. I'm over here still weak about that.
Yeah, because you want to make sure your blade is sharp, or you want to make sure your game is still tight.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, you just.
I see your blade still sharp. Oh, yeah, okay, got it. All right.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't thinking of it like that, but but that greed, that's greed, even more than immaturity. Greed. See if I can still do it. Still say it. Make them respond.
Okay, those answers cute, but my answer would be being able to talk to multiple women. Y'all
send me your cash app.
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm serious too.
Y'all playing with it.
Yeah. See, they trying to be.
If you've been single for a while, Joe, this is not. Y'all so stupid. Y'all gonna make this clubhouse. Go. I'm serious. It is. Thank you, Brother David. It is being able to have choices. Because anybody will tell you, Joe knows this about me, probably. Carlton hasn't been around me as long. If Luther McKinstry was on here, he would know this. Marlinda knows this. And that is, when I lock in on one woman, y'all liable not to even see me no more on here. I am that faithful and dedicated. No, seriously. When I lock in, they be like, "Hey, go answer the phone. We know you know." But when I lock into somebody, so now because it's been 5 years, I mean, I believe in what I teach, Carlton. Dating is data. So don't kill me. I could talk to multiple people. And we know it now. Dawn, you pretty too. Dawn, he talking, she is pretty. Dawn, he talking greed. I guess that's greed too, Dawn. Is that greed? That's greed. So my thing is giving up, getting out of my system, being able to talk to multiple people. Because then when I commit, I commit. I am. Oh, she's new. Victoria's new. Yeah, that's kind of how we talk around here, Victoria. Dating is getting data. Lynch, you wanna chime in on this since you was gonna send me a cash out?
Yeah. See, I think I respect Johnson, and I forget who else spoke. I think is what you said. I mean, is a lot of things that's in our system, and mostly it is being free. You know what I mean? And I think that freedom, you know, is a multiplicity of things. It's free to talk to multiple people. It's free to not just date multiple people. It's free to, you know, date one in Chicago and in Memphis and have lunch with Frank while I'm in town dealing with that one. You know,
I got some to do that all the time.
yeah. I mean, so you free. You know what I mean?
They blame
And
everything.
yeah, and so I think that, and I only think the right one will be able to even get you to be at a place. I don't think that because I see her and I think that she's it, where all that's gonna go away. I think my time with her and for me to be able to see that she really has got my heart. Because I talk to a lot of them, Oren Perry, that say that, you know, they the right one and we talking that talk, but as soon as I get off the phone with them, I'm trying to hurry up so I can call, you know what I'm saying? So I can call down there in Chicago and check on the ones down on King Drive, you know, out there on Millennials, Joe. So that's the real trick right there. And women have to know this. Don't ever ask a brother. I'm just going somewhere, bitch. I'm leaving it alone. Don't ask a brother, so are you talking to somebody else? Hell yeah, yes, he is. Everybody on this platform, I ain't gonna say on the platform, but majority of men are talking to a multiplicity of people because we're trying to figure out which one is it. And so that's my thing right there, Bishop. I agree with Johnson on whatever word he used and all that type of stuff, but it is giving up our freedom to do whatever you want to do, whenever and how you want to do it.
And the truth of the matter is, we're not the only ones. It's women on here that's doing the same thing, because you're free to do that because dating is getting data. So mine would be, the question again is, what do men have to get out of their system before they settle down? And let me get rid of this misnomer. Perry, you next. This misnomer of you're a hoe because you're doing what we just said. You're not a hoe if you're not committed to anybody. And I think again, if you gotta have them conversations, and women are having it more and more now. The women will tell you in a minute. Rachel, anybody that's on Clubhouse know Rachel. Rachel said in a minute, that's right. I'm getting data, and may the best man win. She said in a minute. She said, whoever put a ring on it first. And she's not a harlot or anything for saying that. She's being factual. Whoever puts a ring on it first, she's saying, that's the man I go with. She's from England, so that's how she talks. Go ahead,
Bishop.
Huh?
Is she saying the first one to put a ring on it, or the first one who qualifies to put a ring on it?
Well, the ones that she's talking to, she's saying they all qualify. And she lets you know she's not talking to she's talking to more than one person. She says it very publicly. She tells the guys that she's talking to. That's why Joe is shaking his head. Go ahead, Perry. I'm just teasing.
Okay. Hey.
I'm just teasing, Joe. I'm just teasing. Go ahead, Perry.
The first thing when you asked the question, first thing in my mind was insecurities. Dealing with a lot of your insecurities from previous relationships, things that you struggle with. But my mind went to insecurities. Dealing with your insecurities. Bishop Antoine went out. Insecurities is the first thing that came to my mind, because I don't think anyone can really build if you don't know how to master loving yourself. And if you can't really love yourself, you can't love no one else. So I just think that's my mind went to insecurities.
I want to follow up, Bishop, if you don't mind.
Oh no, go ahead.
What Prophet just said. I think one of the things that we don't really address is the brokenness in men, the things that are unaddressed from our childhood traumas and things that we went through. Because the fact is that a lot of the behaviors that that come up in relationships that's bad are usually just triggers in us medicating pains that we haven't dealt with. And so when we start looking at men who need multiple women, that is a direct sign of insecurity or brokenness. It ain't just greed and tasting this and all that. Because if you get with somebody and you start to have those behaviors, because we all know that what we got at home is always or usually sufficient. But having to have multiple women to address these issues and these issues we have with our masculinity things, because all these brokenness, they chip at our masculinity. And so we try to find a way to get that masculinity back very quickly. And we do that in the beds of women. One of the issues that we have, Prophet Perry, is that we don't marry our best friends because we keep our own secrets and our own individual moralities. That you land in the bed with a person y'all married, but y'all strangers because you don't know my real thoughts. I don't know what you got going on for real, and we just kind of live these lives that look like we're together. So we marry women, but we don't marry our best friends because I could cheat on my wife. I'm telling you that. I could cheat on my wife. I could do it very easily. I know how to, clear my path up and do all that stuff and make sure all the numbers are erased out my phone and do all the beautiful stuff. But I cannot cheat on my best friend. If you're my best friend, it's almost impossible to cheat on you because I could fix things with my wife, but I don't want to break my best friend's heart. And so I weigh things out. We are weighers. Is this worth it? Can I get past it? Can I figure this out? But when you got a best friend, Broderick, you don't want to hurt that best friend. You don't want to mess up that best friend relationship. Because once you get caught cheating, things usually never are the same. And that's one of the things that is a direct representation of what Bishop was saying earlier about him and Pastor Kim. One of the reasons Bishop didn't cheat, not just because it wasn't in him, but that was his best friend in the world. They would be out in the lobby together 20 years, still kikiing and kakan and laughing and I love their relate. I watched it all my life. And so when you meet that person that's your best friend that you're dazzled by, having all these outside relationships is not even a thing. And so that's what I recommend people to do that.
Joe, you've helped me. There it is right there. You're right. There are other things that may not have been great, but we were and we are. She shares things with me now still. And I agree with you. And that's why it would seem strange to others. Thank you, Joseph.
I do something every once in a while.
Hey, Joseph, Joe, you really are a preacher. You ought to surrender your life. But let me ask you this. So when you say best friend, are you talking about? Are we only talking about? Are you really talking about cheating once you're married, or even the best friend prior to being married?
In either relationship. Because you know what? I used to didn't think it was possible, Carlton, until I got with somebody that it wasn't even a thought to risk it. It's like, you're so amazing. And so you have your temptations and you see them, but when you can consider, because I remember cheating on my ex-wife, and I remember the woman calling her. My wife is a Cabrini Green born project, switchblade person. When I met her, she had cut somebody in the face, and a week after, and had went to jail and came back. She was crazy. When I cheated on my ex-wife, I went home expecting to get cut. But what hurt me is the pain in her eyes that I have never saw in her. I didn't think she had these kind of emotions. And when I saw this pain in her eyes, and I knew that something had died in our relationship, I remember saying to myself, I don't want to ever make a woman feel like this again. And so it's either whether relationships, is whether whatever, there's a person that you meet that you don't want to disappoint. I don't care what your proclivity is. But if you have unresolved issues,
so you saying if you saying if I do it, she's really not my best friend.
I'm saying either your issues that you haven't cleared up in your life, your insecurities, your brokenness, your trauma, your abandonment issues. People been molested as kids. I'm doing a book about cheating. I talked to a guy who was molested as a little boy, and he said that. So what we came up with between me, him, and the therapist was that he was trying to prove that he wasn't gay because a man molested him when he was a kid. And I said, what was the real issue? Because it really wasn't your fault. He said, the real issue was that when I was getting molested by the man, I got an erection. And that messed him up for years. Until the therapist told him that the glands in the man's penis is like a woman's nipples. When you touch them, it get hard. Anything that touch him pretty much will get hard. So it wasn't his fault. And he never knew that. But he was trying to prove his homosexuality in the beds of a bunch of women over and over and over again. So what I'm saying, Carlton, is that if our issues are not resolved, a best friend will get hurt too.
Yeah, the reason why I said that, Joe, and I'm done with it, because about 2 years ago, I was getting ready to propose, ring, all that, to who I believe was my best friend. And we were best friends before the relationship. Like, I loved her, supported me, supported her, but I cheated on her, right? See, this is we free to talk on this platform. You know, I cheated, Frank, and still to this day, it really hurts me that I hurt her. And can't nothing, you know, people be asking me all the time, can it work out? No way. We done been on the phone with Bishop R.C. Blakes. We done been on Pastor Corey Brooks' couch. It ain't nothing happening. And so I feel you on that 100%. And that's why I'm careful now, because when I find that person that's my best friend, you know what I'm saying, I just can't take them down that path, because I think it almost hurt me more than it hurt her.
Let me ask you a question, Carl.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. When you get around her, one of the reasons, and I don't even know if you tried to salvage the relationship, if you tried to fix it, but sometimes when you do that kind of stuff to a person, like you say, you feel like you feel, you would rather not be in a relationship with her than to stay in a relationship with her and be embarrassed by her eyes, remembering what you did. Do you suffer from any of that, you think?
Give it to me again.
The fact that she know that you cheated and you know you hurt her.
Yeah.
Do you avoid her contact by not, because you don't want to be embarrassed or relive that pain in her eyes that's not going to go nowhere?
Yeah, I don't avoid it, because so much stuff happened. I would never have to worry about any contact. You know what I mean? Because it went bad. It was so bad. You know what I mean? I mean, like, very bad. You know, to the point it was just too much. And so, but I think if the opportunity, let's just deal with it from the opportunity standpoint. If the opportunity presented itself, I would be ashamed to look at her in the eye. So I see what you're saying. Absolutely. Guilt is still there. Now I'm set free now. I done moved on. She done moved on, I guess. But I can understand on the whole fact about hurting, you know, your best friend, because it's one thing to hurt just somebody you just met, but somebody that you done shared deep secrets and, you know, like Bishop, y'all had 20 years, you know what I mean? You know, of, you know, information y'all downloaded to each other, you know what I mean? And you can tell when it's a good friendship, because she's not out telling his business now. And he's not out telling her business. Talking about, yeah, we broke up, but it was this. No, because there wasn't any hurting, you know what I mean, each other. It was based on, as you stated earlier, Bishop, a conversation, you know. But in my contact, it was she was living down the street an hour and a half. I was here, you know what I mean, doing my thing, and always had guilt, you know, while I was doing it. And that's why I want to say to some ladies tonight, don't think, you know, just because your guy done something wrong, he done it in a clear conscience. You know what I mean? You know, it had. Lord, let me stop tonight. Let me stop this. Go ahead.
Why? Why are you stopping?
No, you gotta unpack that one, dog.
Finish that thought, Doc. That's real stuff.
Yeah, because some people just they run down on the man like he just did it clear. He just this. He just that. But the truth is this right here. I see the cheating that came about with me. It's my fault because I done it. But see, sometimes even a man can be at a place where he's not strong enough to say no. You know what I mean? Because the reality, y'all got to unmute though. Don't leave me out here now. Because Frank, this is time to unmute. Because,
I got you.
Because here it is. The one I cheated on, you know what I mean? The one I cheated with, rather, I was trying to be with her before I even got in this relationship. She said no, but when she seen a picture of me and this one on pair, then she came back and just kind of like, here it go. You get what I'm saying? And so, and I know some of y'all saying, you know, oh man, that's a shame because he had preaching all that. But I tell you what, turn on the right song, you hear me? And get in the right mood, you know what I mean? There goes any of us. So that's how it transpired with me. But what made it so bad, Joe, is that, and here's the hurtful part of it, Greg, is that after she found out that I cheated, she came to me and forgave me and said, listen, hey, sin no more. But it was a stronghold, you hear me? That caused me to go back even when my heart wasn't there. See, when men cheat, and I ain't writing your book, Joe, but sometimes his heart is not even there. It was the mind of a bad decision. He don't feel nothing for this person. He not paying no bills. He not taking them to the movies. You know what I mean? So, Joe, we got to talk about this.
Carlton. And I want everybody else to talk, but Carlton, in my book, I tell women that cheating is recreational for us. That man loves you still. It's just recreational. See, our ideal is most of our first sexual experience that we ever had was with ourselves through masturbation. The older we get, sometimes we just find more and new and beautiful ways to masturbate. And so, yeah, you read through my phone. I told a woman I miss her. I didn't mean that. I really didn't mean it. I just told her that because of what she do for me. I told her I care about her. I didn't mean that. And so women internalize sex. Sex is a thing, a safe place of love and caring. We have sex like we playing a game of basketball. It don't mean anything to us. And our morality sometimes is challenged amongst our friends. So when I go to the barbershop, we tell our escapades of what we did, and we pat each other on the back for cheating. But we don't know, or we don't consider how bad it hurt you in the process. It's just recreational. He could still love you. He could still be into you. He just masturbated with somebody else in the room. And sometimes we need to be honest about that. But women don't hear that because they don't understand that. When they let a man in their body, they trust them. They care about them. It's something emotional. They connect with them. But we don't think like that. And so, Carlton, you're dead on. I didn't care about her. I did it because it was fun. I did it because it was available. And women been dodging ding-a-lings since y'all been 14. Y'all been fine. Y'all been fine since you've been 14. You dodge all day. They just coming at you all kind of way. We don't have that same proclivity of that many women approaching us. So what Carlton said, it wasn't that easy to turn that down. They turn down men all day. They don't even tell you half the people that flirt with them. But we don't. When a fine woman come to us, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different place of morality we got to deal with. And so, Carlton, you was dead on, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I want to just add that I always said that, men cheat in the bed, women cheat in the head, and so a lot of times we find ourselves cheating. And I think what you just said, Joe, was real profound about recreational. It's recreational. And so it's just something for us to do, because a lot of times it satisfies. And something you said was profound, talking about dealing with certain things that happened in people's past, how they are doing it to prove that it really was not. And I'm really not what they said. What happened to me is not my identity. What I've done is not me. And it's so easy now for a man's identity to be tied to his activity. What I do is not who I am. And so I think that's what you and Carlton talk about, so profound. Just profound, that, man.
I just would like to add that this is what I was talking about at the beginning about truth, that the exchange y'all saw between Joe and Carlton was a truth. It was a deeper unpacked truth that men have tried to share and try to talk to. But if he says, hey, this is why I cheated, you will look at what he did, not what he's saying about what he did. And so that exchange is a perfect example of what I'm saying. When you create an environment for that man to be safe, he will, if he loves you, he will take responsibility and accountability for his behavior and what he's did. But he will also be able to share with you deeper vulnerability as to maybe why he did that. And you may be able to have a relationship greater than what you did previously.
Bishop.
And well, hold on, brother. And this is why this show has been going on for months, because if you just let men talk and not beat them up and let them do what Antoine just said, let them speak their truths. Let them speak this is their truth. And as ANESHA always say, if you just listen to their truths, we will solve the issues that have been down through the years of men are from Mars and women, is that the right way? Women are from Venus or whatever, because this is our truth. And Joe brought up something that is so profound, and that is the friend. I don't want to miss out on the friendship piece. The friendship piece is the most important piece. And let me tell y'all something that y'all thought I wasn't listening to y'all. Let me tell you something that I heard for me in my life, that I really didn't fail in my marriage. You know why I didn't fail? We accomplished something just from the look of y'all when I talk about it that y'all didn't accomplish. And that is becoming friends and still can be friends. We may not have had the most fulfilling sex life. We didn't do it because we were so busy doing everything we was doing. We didn't have, don't feel sorry for me, we didn't have all the other stuff that y'all might have did. We didn't go to Europe and all that because she didn't want to travel like that. There was some moments that I was frustrated from it. But you know what y'all just taught me? We had a lot of other people don't have, Joe. And that is, we are still friends. Even with the other guy that she dates now. Who do you know that can be in the same organization with somebody, and you was bishop number 13, he was bishop number 13, I was bishop number 14 in our organization, and we are all okay. We do Zoom calls with my family. I can show y'all threads of family thing that we're all on with our kids. And he was over at the house for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we zooming. He in the background. Hey, Bishop. I said, hey. I said, Kim, you didn't tell me you had company over? And we laughing. The kids laughing. It was a long time before they could handle it. But now they be like, okay. Micah shared with him what to do for her birthday for Pastor Kim. And so, hey, y'all that's listening and watching, get you a friend. Get you a friend. I didn't even know what we was developing. I just knew we were friends, that we could talk about everything. And we could laugh at folk and talk about folk, not viciously, but we could laugh and had to clean up Antoine. We could laugh and we had more than, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Carl. We had more Antoine than I thought we had. And so it was not. That
was real good, Bishop, that you had something that you didn't even know you had.
No.
Yeah, and the friendship was better than the money.
They sewing already. A profound show. We ain't even put no cash app up, and they sewing already. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was. The friendship is better than the money, the stage, the lights, and all of the things that we going after that we think, and that's what we're saying. The friendship is more than the purse and the bag, and going overseas. Listen to what he said. They ain't never went out the country.
After 9/11, she shut it down. She said, I ain't getting on no plane, going I ain't going to no country. And so what did I do? I paid deposits to go to Israel. I paid deposits to go to Africa. And I never went because I didn't want to leave my friend. I wanted to experience it with her. Now, we traveled these United States. You talking about that's why I don't go to Vegas now. We lived in Vegas, suites. When Bellagio opened, we stayed there the first year. Suites, 2-3 bedroom, because I showed my kids, and that's the other thing. I tried to make up time with money with my kids. They saw the best, but they didn't get the best of me. I gave them what I thought was the best. Put 2 girls through college. Thank y'all out there that might be preachers. I came to you because you helped put my girls through college. Paid for. No loans, no nothing. Paid for off the road. Michigan State, both of them. But I didn't give them the best of me. And the best of me was me. I never saw my baby girl dance through a whole recital. I was always running in with flowers like OJ. Oh, baby, it was good. She didn't know I hadn't been there for the whole thing. I just got there for enough to say, I saw you when you did this. I missed her. I missed her graduation from high school. Yeah, I missed her graduation from high school. She forgave me, but I missed her graduation from high school. So when you look at all this stuff, what is it really worth? Somebody take it.
Bishop, I'll say this. I think that this answers one of the questions for me, and it kind of lays out why I'm so hungry for friendship. Because we've been talking on a lot of platforms, and we talk about the way a man should pursue a woman, and the reason why I always kind of push back and I always say, look, I'm looking for something mutual because of what you just said. That I don't want to have to find a woman and win her heart and mine not be won. And a man's heart is won through friendship. You win that man through friendship. When you build a mutual exchange with that man, you allow that man to be vulnerable with you. You allow him to be himself with you. You allow that man to have fun with you. You allow these conversations to have like this, and you allow him to even show you some things that aren't good about him. And you still love him and you're still there. That's a man that will not leave you. And that's one of the reasons why. So somebody asked me why I'm still single, because I'm looking for a woman to put my heart into, not just my money.
And it's real. Frank, do you agree that a lot of women nowadays, I like Frank's perspective on things. Do you think that nowadays a lot of women trade in that friendship for transactional and conversation and confrontational? Because I think that they think they can challenge us through confrontation, and things become transactional. And now we kind of like at what they call a Cold War, not an out front war, but a Cold War. But yet we smiling and we laughing and we lay in the bed and we having sex and having anniversaries. But we're not. We're so confrontational and we're so transactional that the sincerity bleeds out of it. Frank, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the age-old saying is accurate in all phases of life, that people really don't care what you know until they know how much you care. And so, oftentimes, what happens between a man and a woman in conversation is that they say, I want to know the inner parts of you. I want to know what you've been through. I want to know your secrets. I want to know what hurt you. I want to know what made you who you are. And then when you share those things with you, they listen from a place of, let me fix it first rather than let me understand why you're this way. And so they have this filter, they have this lens, they have this film over their ears that they're listening just to confront rather than to understand. And so it creates a battle from the forefront, because they'll say little slick things to things you have to say to them, or they'll bring it up in a below the belt way 2 weeks later. Well, I ain't her, because but you just told her 2 weeks ago that how she treated you, and you now she already bringing it up, so it makes you already develop a distrust with her, because she's trying to confront and fix rather than trying to understand first. Until you give me a place of understanding with my heart, I'll never let you fix it, because I can't trust you with it. So yeah, so that's a place and a position I think women need to learn. Even though we see it every week in the comment section while we're talking, that they have all of these things to say sideways, normally, and they not listening, trying to understand, but they listen from a perspective of, why the hell are you like that? Why you not this way? So yeah, and some of y'all still on mute, y'all. I saw y'all talking, but some of
No,
y'all
no,
still.
no, 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 man. Good
Hey,
stuff.
but you know what? I tell you one thing that I got out of this tonight. Even Bishop, while you was talking about your ex-wife, but you start talking about how you missed a lot, even with your daughter and the kids growing up. Frank, I was watching you recently on I had to be Facebook when you be having your daughter with you, and I was thinking, it was like a couple weeks ago, I think. I was thinking like, wow, man, I wish I can do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that on many times, and I hear, when I hear a relationship, I know we talking about man and woman, but that just took me somewhere when Bishop was talking about his his kids, because I almost missed it. You know what I mean? And I'm still in rebuild mode even now. Bishop, remember this past July, it got heated with me and my daughter, and the things she bring up now, Frank, is what she's seen with me and her mother. When she's seen the breakup, when she's seen me not come around for 2 weeks, and all of that. I just texted her while Bishop was talking. I just grabbed my phone and just start, text her. And I say to any women that's in the room, I wish there was a whole lot of men in the room. I wish there was some fathers in the room. I wish there was some kings here, because what you hear tonight is not what I'm talking about in the pulpit, down at the church. I'm preaching series, but tonight I'm really broken tonight, because and thankful at the same time for God's grace, because the relationship, Antoine, even with my children, because of the relationship with mothers, you know what I mean? And we got to be careful as men how we deal with the mom and the girlfriend and the ex-wife, you know what I mean? Because they watching, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, Frank, because I think you may be the only one, you and Perry, that got little ones and so forth. Whatever you do, don't ever allow that relationship. Fix that. Get that at least solid enough where it don't deter and damage and bruise the relationship with those babies. And
And
we always talking about. I'm sorry, Frank. And we always talking about the relationship with the woman, you know, and with the man. But we very rarely talk about, Perry, those babies that are innocent, and now they have to deal with the aftermath of our storms, and so forth. Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
And I'd say, and to some man out there, it can be difficult. Lynch, you know, you one of the few people that know personally some of the struggles that I go through even now. But it's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for. Men can oftentimes we don't like our space to
Hold
be.
on, Joe. You ain't crying because I'm trying to hold him back. You ain't crying. Just tell me, and we cry together, dog.
Hey, man.
Just tell me.
Y'all touching something, man.
Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't like our space to be cluttered and frustrated. So oftentimes what we'll do is, rather than having to deal with the frustration, just to see them or just to consistently have a relationship with them because of how difficult the mother sometimes can make that, we just back off, not considering the long lasting results that will come in the relationship with your children later on down the road. So I challenge every man, if you're having a difficult time, even don't make it about the children. Know your rights. We have more rights than we really think. Do your proper research on your city, on your county, when it comes to your visitation rights and all of those things, because they will lock her up if she does not abide by what the laws have set in place. So to every man out there that's having a difficult time establishing a relationship with your child because of a bad breakup or just because it's not going right. I don't know how we got on this part, because this is when the right one comes, but it is indeed worth fighting for. You don't want to look down the road and say you could have did a whole bunch of things differently, that you fought for everything else except for your children.
Let me say this. I want everybody to share this.
Go ahead.
Please share this. This is a profound talk. I didn't think that we would get this transparent. I'm literally in tears. I need everybody to share this and put something in the comments. Must watch. Men tap in. Mamas tap in. Everybody on here tonight. We got 400 people in here. Everybody share.
It's over 500.
I think it's just gonna get. It's about to get a whole lot better and deeper and transparent. We're in a different space in the world. Need to see this stuff. Go ahead, Bishop.
Go ahead, Antoine.
Hey, Bishop, I appreciate you for sharing your testimony, and this is one of the reasons why I am the father I am. Many of you guys don't know this, but I raised my daughter full time. It's me. I'm pastoring my church. I'm raising my daughter full time. I asked her for permission to be on here on Monday nights. I say, hey, I'm gonna be a little loud. I'm gonna be a little late on Monday nights. Is it cool? She's like, she's absolutely cool with it. Because I wanted her to know without a shadow of a doubt, I was going to always be present in her life. She's on cheerleading. She's involved with her friends. I'm doing all the running, doctor's appointments, going to the mall. All of that stuff is me. Nobody knows anything about it. And I share away from talking about it on socials because I don't want it to look like it's you throwing it in our face because, you know what I'm saying, our relationship didn't work. But I want to say this to any single father that's on here that, you know, one of the things that I give my daughter is the gift of transparency. She gets the ability to ask me questions about why the relationship didn't work with her mother. And I tell her what I did. This is what is going on. This is what your father did. So you know exactly the realities of what you're dealing with as a father. But I make sure that dealing with it and have processed through that guilt is me trying to be a great father for her. I want her to see me work through, grow through, stand up tall through the things that weren't right in our marriage to make a difference in her life as well. So I hope any women that are on here, please know that there are men out here that are doing the best they can. They're doing the best they can. They might not be like, none of us woke up this morning with angel wings on our back. But none of us woke up this morning to do wrong by anybody we love. None of us.
Absolutely.
I raised my daughter like you, Antoine. She moved with me when she was 8, and I raised her. She's 21 now. but I had that same experience, man. And but I sometimes I regret the things that she saw in my life, things that I didn't think she was paying attention to. And Pastor Jay, she absorbed it like a sponge. And I never knew that the underlying issues of her watching these things. Now I smothered her with love. The greatest dad ever to ever live. I did everything. Flowers at school for no reason. I bribed the custodian to let me in at 6 o'clock in the morning to decorate her locker in the entire school for her birthday. I took the group's day 26 to her school to sing in the assembly for her birthday. I was off the chain. I smothered her, but at the same time, I was poisoning her by some of my behaviors that she saw and she retained, and I didn't know it until we got older and started having issues, and those things bled out. And I was embarrassed. I was humiliated of the things that she saw, the times that I thought that I should have been there, because I went to all the school things, I bragged on it, but it's some things immorally that she saw me do. And I regret it. So we got to be careful.
Yeah.
We start retaining when they 5, Perry, Jay, y'all smart people. They start retaining when they what? And it comes out, Broderick, eventually. And it bleeds out, and we have no answer for it.
Facts.
We are paralyzed when it comes to our kids and our girls.
Yeah.
And I just watch my bishop, and I love Bishop. I've been knowing him 20 years, and I got tears in my eyes because he's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
A beautiful man. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I mean, so forgiving, so patient, so passionate, and to see him shift in something that he didn't. Of course, he wasn't trying to miss no graduation, trying to miss anything.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to see that happen with him. And he's such a beautiful man, and so even if a beautiful man could have those experiences,
Yeah.
you know, what about us that has struggled in other areas? And so this yeah.
I mean, here's the real deal. I listened to Antoine talking about his daughter, and I listened to, Perry talk about his son is over. He's turned down TV before because he had his son. I listened to Frank, and I watched Frank interact with his daughter, right? His daughter, and the rest of you. And the truth of the matter is, you want to know the truth? I was not the best father at all. I wasn't. And so when I hear you all say all this stuff, it's because I had priorities wrong. Priorities was to take care of the family, take care of them financially. And I did that. Now, there's nobody that has ever been with me, my kids or anybody. To this day, my daughter's 26 years old, Micah. She ordered a brand new cell phone on me. If y'all think I'm warning y'all, if y'all think y'all ever get rid of them, you never get rid of them. I'm still paying her cell phone bill, and she ordered a $1,200 phone over the weekend. But me and my son, Greg, we're now doing this clothing thing together and all that. He opened up his own store. They have the work ethic. All my kids, my oldest daughter and her husband are building the home from the ground. Erica, all my kids, even Marlinda, who's not my real child, I took her in after her dad died. They work hard. Everybody that's attached to me works hard. But that time that y'all talking about, that wasn't my thing. It wasn't. I'm just telling you. And I got that from my father. When I got to my grandfather, he was too old to really take that kind of time. I mean, he was in his 60s already. And, and so I wasn't the best. I'm admit that and say that. I was not the best. And the same thing that messed up my marriage, messed up my, thank God that all my kids are healthy. They you know, they're living and all that stuff. Me and my son Greg, we talk every day, all day long now. Me and Micah, the other kids. I have one that's still out there. My oldest natural son, my real son, he's kind of out there, Javon, you know, but yeah, so I'm admitting that I wasn't the best. Not that I didn't love them.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't, you know, I just put my priorities wrong.
Yeah.
And so I salute you, Antoine.
Thank you.
I do. I salute you. And thank you for feeling this place was safe to say that.
Yeah.
So no, Roderick, the bishop, the man that y'all, yeah, I wasn't always that. And again, it goes back to Pastor Kim. Pastor Kim kept the family together. She still does it. We had that group chat because of her. You know, she kept the family together. And I say that publicly to her in front of the kids. And they'd be like, oh, Dad, you okay? My kids love me. I love them. But when I listen to y'all and see, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so yeah. So, Prophet Perry, won't you share and lead us into the next place? Lead us to giving and
So
we can't go no higher.
yeah,
This,
I
yeah. Let me do this. Father, we love you and we thank you. God, we pray for these men and the women that are listening. We pray for Pastor Carlton now as he's shared his heart, God, and Antoine and Frank and Oren and Broderick and AJ, God, we Joe, all of these brothers, God. There's any healing that needs to be done in us tonight. Heal us, make us whole, even as men. We pray for men that may be watching Manaway and all of the brothers. Pray for God, any healing within us. Let the healing begin. And Father, we thank you even for this one question that opened up everything. What do we need to empty ourselves of and get rid of in order to be that whole man for the right one? You know what it is. So God, do it. Do it. Do it. Any woman that's watching right now have kings, young kings, God. Let them hear us. Even those that are looking and waiting for their right one to come. Let them know how to handle the men that they're desiring through our transparency. And we ask it all now in Jesus' name.
Jesus' name.
Amen. Perry.
Amen. Tonight has shifted, and I know that you're watching tonight. You can feel literally the presence of the Lord tonight. And for those that are watching, those that are partnering with us, the filling the hearts tonight, the transparency, standing in agreement. We always ask that you give tonight, and tonight is not a night of giving. Tonight is a night of sowing. Because right now that the ground is fertile for what you can give. I want each one of you all, I want to challenge you tonight to sow for your seed, your son, your daughter. So as that mom that may be the only one standing in the house, as Bishop talked about how Pastor Kim held things together, you're the only one holding things together. Tonight, I want you to sow that $20. Some of you all can double it. Some of you all can, some of you all can give on your level. Tonight, I want you to sacrifice and give. And when you do it just right, let the healing begin. Right there in the comments, just right, let the healing begin. Those $20, we always ask for sowing $20. If you can't give that, some of you all can double it. Whatever vocation that you can give. Tonight, I do believe that the healing of the Lord, Jehovah Rafika, Jehovah Rapha, the Lord that heals, the balm in Gilead that's coming right there to your home, to that son, to that daughter. Some of us don't even know what. And there's something called the casualties of decisions. Most of us made good decisions, but we have casualties, people that our decisions have hurt, things that have hurt. But tonight, we're going to ask God to ignite the healing virtue, release over the airways just for you. So again, when you do it with that $20, some of you all can double it. Some of you all can feel literally the heart of the Lord tonight watching us. I wasn't feeling my best, but I have started, when Bishop started testifying, I felt the presence of God, my whole head open. And I'm telling you tonight, the Spirit of the living God is going to come right there to your home. It's coming right there to your house. And again, when you're giving, just let us know by writing, "Let the healing begin." Right down there. That is a universal prophetic statement that's been coined by His Grace Bishop Davis. Said tonight, let the healing begin. Even healing for us that are here on the panel, us as men of God. And I believe that healing is the children's bread. And we stand on the word of God tonight. Again, when you do it, let us know. Let the healing begin. I want to see you write it, commenting. I'm going to look here. Tonight was a night that just wasn't prophetic. It just wasn't apostolic. Tonight was a night of transparency. And I do believe that the Spirit of God is here tonight to begin to heal not just wounds, but old wounds, past hurts, those ancient things that we've been carrying, that baggage. Tonight, God used the men of God, Joe here, that spoke with so much transparency, Pastor Lynch, that spoke concerning his children, Bishop Antoine, our brother Frank Wright that just spoke, Bishop spoke, Broderick, Pastor Jay, they're speaking from the heart tonight. And as a prophet of the Lord, I do believe that tonight God has heard us. David was a man after God's own heart, not because he did everything right, but because he loved God. And tonight, sow that $20. Give on the level. If you don't have that 20, you can give on the vocation that you can, but give on according to your faith. And I always say, sometimes we feel the spirit of God. I do believe that you can double, you can give more on your level. But again, let us know when you do it right. Let the healing begin tonight. Just let the healing begin. We're looking for you to do it right now. Thank you again, Bishop. Yeah. You're muted, Bishop.
Muted, Bishop.
My Linda must be okay. I want to say this. I want those of you that give that 20, that 40, some of you giving 30, some of you gave 50. But I want to challenge 5 people, and I don't do this on this platform, but I want to challenge 5 people tonight in this anointing, because there's anointing on here that was so $100. Partners, 5 people that were partner for the last couple of weeks. I have not been able to bless these guys like I've really been doing. But I believe that there are 5 of you that would say, Bishop, this has changed my life tonight. This has changed my life. I want 5 of you that would do that tonight. And I want you to put in the comment. I want you to say, Bishop, I enjoy all that you do, and I'm standing with you. I'm standing with you. Just put it in the comment. If you're one of those 5, thank you, Naomi. She said, I'm listening. I'm gonna listen to this again. But if you're one of those 5, I would say, Bishop, I'm going to stand with you with 100. I want you to just put it in the comments. Thank you for giving on tonight. This has been powerful. Go ahead, Prophet. 5 of you that would do that $100. 5 of you that would do that 100. Go ahead, Prophet.
Yeah. And again, marry the faith of the panel tonight. I do believe that the virtue of God, the healing power of God has been released, not just to your bodies, but relationships. Some of us have missed on opportunities and chances, but God's going to heal relationships tonight. I do believe tonight that God's going to heal relationships, but emotions. Some of us have emotional trauma. But tonight, Janelle, we speak the faith of God over you tonight, that what you sow, you'll reap 100. As you stand in agreement tonight, we speak concerning you, that no anxiety and depression will grip you no longer, that you will be a voice to your family, the light to your family. As you're sowing, as you said, Bishop heard, he said he's looking for 5 individuals that can believe God. They say, Bishop, I'm standing with you. If you give it that 20, that 30, Bishop, as Bishop said, that 40, that 50, on your level, according to your faith, just right, let the healing begin. But tonight, don't you let this moment pass you by and you don't give God something. You don't plan into this moment. There are times you give donations, and there are times you sow seeds. And tonight, I do believe that this is a night that we sow. And with the word sow, S-O-W, deals with dirt, but there's another word, sow, S-E-W, which deals with the threading, the knitting of things coming together. And I do believe that you're going to thread things together. God is tonight is going to begin to heal families. He's going to heal relationships, healing parental relationships, healing with your sons, your daughters, for that prodigal son out there, that he's a casualty of a decision you made. Tonight, you sow that for him and watch him come to himself. We speak that. Thank you so much, Ms. Henderson. I'm standing with you, Bishop. We speak the favor of God over you.
Thank you, Portia.
Favor of God. Portia,
Thank
yes,
you, Portia.
thank you.
Portia is a great supporter. Thank you, Portia.
Thank you. Thank you again. As you're sowing the $20, some of you can double it or whatever vocation you can give. You sow tonight on your level. And again, we're looking for 3 more. We just saw 2. Some of you, or we may have oversighted you. Please let us know. Pamela Henderson Brown, I'm standing with you, Bishop. Thank you so much, Pamela. We speak the favor of God over you. Speak the favor of God. We agree that whatever you're standing in need of, that it will come directly to your house, that God will make a house visit just for you. We speak over you. Thank you so much. Again, as you're doing, sow on your level according to your faith. But tonight was very unique. The fingerprint of God. You could see the fingerprint of God tonight on what was said. The power of God is here, and the healing has begun, not just for you all, but for us as well. Thank you again, Bishop. Yeah. Sowing that 20, sowing that 30, that 40.
Tonight, thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Janelle. That's 3 of you of the 5. I know when I hear from God. I know when I hear from God. I know when the atmosphere shifts. I know when I hear from God. And I know when it's 2 more of you that will stand with us with that $100 on tonight. 2 more of you. And
there she is. There's one, Bishop.
Thank you. Thank you. I need 1 more. Thank you. I need 1 more.
Stevens. Yeah.
Shaw Stevens.
Yeah.
I need 1. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's no push, no hard thing. This is how Frank been with me. You know, when I'm on the road, I don't do all that. Come on, y'all gonna do it, because you gotta hear the voice of God. You gotta hear the voice of God through this. That there was something different tonight. That one that we didn't get past question 2.
Yeah,
right.
No doubt.
What do men have to get out of their system? And who knew that we would actually talk about it? We freed ourselves tonight.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
Yeah.
See me, I'm used to publicly freeing myself. I went through everything on the Word Network. So I just tell it all. This is a great group. Joe, you gonna join us permanently until the Lord say we stopping?
Yes, sir, Bishop. Whenever I love this, man. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Y'all vote for Joe to stay in?
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
All right.
There's Orange Blossom.
Bless you, Orange
Oh,
Blossom.
thank you. Thank you.
So Joe is on the show permanently?
Joe on the show permanently.
Let's
You all
give-
right? You all right there? He done got sound effects with his new system. Thank y'all for your gifts. I'm not doing radio tonight. We're playing a rerun. I'm tired. Monday.
Get some rest.
Oh, thank you for having me be on your show last Tuesday.
You were amazing. I listened.
And thank you for letting me be on last Monday. I had too much fun, Bishop.
Yeah. Pastor Jay, didn't we scheduled it and we canceled? Is that whatever? What happened?
No, I took over.
Pastor Jay was on there?
Yeah, I took over the whole show.
No, we never did. We never did schedule the second one.
You've been on one time though.
Right, I've been on one time.
Oh, okay, so everybody been on one time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've been on once, Bishop. I've been on one.
No, you've been on more than once. Y'all better check on Carlton, y'all. Okay, when we get off, check on Carlton.
Carlton just texted me. He's on the phone with his daughters now.
Oh.
So he said he'll see us next week.
No, okay. All right. All right, we're gonna let Antoine get to his business, and we're gonna get off early. I want to do this. Broderick, raise your book up. Talk about your book.
Well, I almost didn't know whether it would be appropriate, but I've written a book that was inspired as a result of being.
Just stay in the spirit while you talking about it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. But I've written a book that was inspired as a result of being on the show called When He's Purpose for You. I have talked to enough single women who have gotten with a man because he said he was interested in them, attracted to them, and had a lot in common with them, but he still wasn't purpose for them. This is a bite-sized book. You can read it. And what people have been calling me, Bishop, and telling me they read the book and they read it over and over. They're beginning to buy it for their friends. Listen, I'm ghetto. Get it at Cash App. $ Broderick Rice, no middle initial. $ Broderick Rice, no middle initial. $15. I want to get it to you in the mail, and I got a little special packaging. So it won't just be the book, but it'll be the way I patch it up. You ain't gonna even want to throw away the packaging, not to mention the book itself. Thank you so much, Bishop.
Marlinda, can we put his Cash App up, please? Personally, write it in, and we can keep it up or something. I'm gonna buy some. So now, if you Cash App him the money for the book, and you really want the book, you got to put your address in there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he don't have a website.
Inbox me on Facebook or Instagram. Either way, I'm ready to serve.
No, we want to put it all in the same place. Let's try to put the address in there. And I know all of us as the men, we're gonna support him, right? We're gonna do that.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
I'm gonna buy some. And how many of y'all will get? Can we get his information up, Melinda?
I'll put it on my Facebook page, Instagram page. Thank you so much, Bishop. You're so kind.
What is the $? What?
Broderick Rice, no middle initial. BRODERICK, but no middle initial. Broderick Rice.
I think Melinda didn't fell out under the presence of the Lord.
Oh God! Well, come to my Facebook page. $ Broderick Rice. I'm gonna have it up on my website within the week. I just been moving slow.
She sent me a text saying that she was crying out. There we go. That's it.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. That's all it right there. Thank you so much.
How many of y'all? Let me talk, Roger. How many of y'all? How many of y'all will get Broderick's book? How many of y'all will get? Oh, there you go. Oh, she was doing it fancy. All right, Melinda. How many of y'all will get Broderick's book? Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. $15. Let's support him like y'all supported me. She said, I'm getting book because I support all things ghetto. Yes, I will. Okay. And while we're making announcements, Thursday night is the night. I'm over halfway sold out. Over halfway sold out for our relationship goal setting masterclass. Many of you have registered. If you have not registered for the masterclass, it's Thursday night from 7 to 10. Setting relationship goals 2021. I'm gonna walk you through every phase of relationship, and whatever one you want to be at, I'm gonna help you set your goals. And so gregdavisshow.com if you want to register for the masterclass. All right, we're gonna go, but we're gonna leave the information up on Broderick, and we're gonna leave information up on giving, and I'm gonna do exactly what was said. I need to make a couple of videos for content. Antoine understands that, and I'm gonna get into bed. All right. Good night, all. Appreciate y'all.
Love y'all, brothers.
Good night, Bishop. Good night, brothers.
Have a great one.
Thank you, Pastor Jay.
This is the air I breathe.